breathe in. Together, breathe out. One more time. Together, breathe in. Together, breathe out. I drank a lot of coffee. And now repeat after me. I am ready.
I am ready.
I will not lose.
I will not lose.
I am going to win.
I am going to win.
That is exactly what I told myself last year when we won IB Champs for my race. So that's the kind of mental state that I try to go into every time I race. There's not a single doubt in my mind that I am going to do my best, that I have the utmost confidence in myself. And I tell myself, I swam a 50 free, and in IB Champs, in the morning you swim, you get consoles and finals, and you swim again for finals. So I was tied for 8th place to go into finals. So once you get into the B consoles, even if your time beats everyone, you can only get 9th place. You're stayed in your heat. So I had to do a swim off, which was really, really important. And my whole team is behind the blocks, and they're going crazy. And I'm there like, in my mind, like going like this. And I stand there and I'm like, I am not gonna lose. There is no doubt in my mind that I'm gonna win this race. And I beat her by 10th of a second. So that's the kind of mindset we'll go into for my speech. I also wanted to say 道歉，我的中文不太好。我上大学才开始学中文，才意识到中文的重要性，所以我会混合英文还有中文。然后第二个部分就是我肯定没有大家这么多的知识，这么多的道理，我也没有教育孩子的经历，但是 think of me as your children grown up, kind of thinking back to my time as a swimmer. I am a swimmer, thinking back to my high school career, what I wish that I had known, and maybe, hopefully, you can learn something from that. The last half of my speech is on sports nutrition, and that is totally science. That is, you should learn from that. So one of the questions I got was, so how do you balance swimming and school? I have learned very early on that I need to streamline every single part of my life. Not only when I push off the wall, but also everything in my life is as time efficient and as streamlined as possible. Because when I was in middle school, I started swimming 6 days a week. And then when I got to 8th grade, I started doing 6 days a week, an hour 45. Then when I got to high school, I did 6 days a week, 2 hours, dry land once a week, yoga once a week, and then that was dry land twice a week. And it just keeps accumulating and accumulating because we all know swimming is volume. Now I swim 8 times a week. I'm at the pool over 25 hours, and I'm also a student. And so how do you do that? I don't get paid for it. I have to balance it myself. So advice that I tell my freshman babies and that I tell high schoolers growing up. 我的1年的第一部分只是试很多东西，体验很多不一样的俱乐部，很多 extracurriculars. When I was a sophomore, I went to the fair and I joined 10 different clubs. And I was on 10 different emailing lists, and I joined different magazines, and I was running to meetings, and I was missing practice to do these things. And every single week I dropped a few. And now on my resume I have 3 extracurriculars that I do, including swimming. And the reason why I do that is because 我把我的时间投资在最重要的活动上。So I don't waste time doing things that I don't really care about. Because when I apply for colleges or when I apply for jobs, it doesn't matter if I have 5 or 10 different things. I should have 3 things that I do really well that I can talk about and that I really care about. So a lot of my first half of the year in high school and in college was trying out a lot of different things and then figuring out what I liked. And my parents don't make the decision for me. They don't even know what they like, unless I tell them. That's the decision that I make for myself. And so every year I'm maybe letting go of some things, picking up different things, but I'm clear with my time. So that includes bad commitments, bad friendships, bad extracurriculars, living my best life. So that also means being honest with myself. A lot of people say 我在中国2次讲座，3次讲座。然后有一个学生说，我听说在哈佛有一个24个小时的图书馆，他们总是在那儿熬夜 ，pulling all-nighters. I'm like, yes, that's true, sadly, but I would say that they're not being responsible. I would say that that should not be the norm. You can go through Harvard, even a place like Harvard, and never pull an all-nighter. I've never stayed up 24 hours because I plan my time really well. Because I'm honest with myself about how I write essays. I know how I am as a student. I know that I need to take a lot of time to read things. And I know that I shouldn't go to the library and just go on Facebook the whole time, as some students do. I know how I am as an athlete. I know that I like to take long showers, hot showers, so that I can lashen and relax. I know that I need to foam roll for at least a half hour after I swim. And as a human, I know that sometimes I need an hour at the end of the day to just listen to music. And so now that I know these things about myself, that's how I plan my day. So I don't waste time. Even when I'm walking from my 宿舍到游泳池, I'm listening to a podcast, I'm listening to the news, or I'm calling my mom, or I'm calling my friend, or I'm writing an email, which maybe I should do while I cross the street. But I'm always doing my time really, really efficiently because I don't have time to waste. And even when I'm in the car, when I was in the car on the way from school to swim practice, I was doing homework. Or I was eating dinner. So I don't waste time. Google Calendar. I wish that I knew about Google Calendar when I was in high school because I feel like it gave me a sense of autonomy. It gave me freedom. That I knew what my schedule was because so often when you're an athlete, your time is not really your own. You have to sacrifice a lot of social things. You have to sacrifice a lot of time going out with friends to be at the pool. And so sometimes I wish when I was in high school that I had more autonomy. So if I knew my own schedule, I think that would have helped me a lot. So what did it look like in high school now that I tell you the kind of attitude that I look at my commitments with? 请跟我分享，谢谢。Oh, is it frozen?
Something wrong.
Okay, I'll check. Oh yeah. No, it's the right file. It's frozen. Okay. Well, he fixes that. So the 3 things that I did in high school were I swam. You help fix it. I think it's frozen. I swam. I sang. I was in a choir. And one of the pictures that maybe you'll get to see is I explored Austria and Germany. We went on a tour, and I was section leader for the Alpha section. And then 3rd thing that I did was my dad showed you a picture from the Thor Mentorship Leader Council. So I also started a science club at my high school, and I spent a lot of time thinking about women in science, technology, engineering, and math. So I sang, I did science things, I swam, and sometimes I had time to hang out with friends, and that's all I did in high school. And I'm okay with that. I turned out okay. Oh, yes. I also did Frisbee. So my brother started that within me. 我也在大学打飞盘。我从高中3年级 I was captain, and there's no coaches. So I was planning practices, I was running practices, I was planning tournaments, I was planning fees, really being a chaperone, a babysitter, a coach, and a teammate all at once. So those were some of my commitments in high school. Yeah, you can just keep it, 就这样就可以，就这样，然后就下步。You can just press down arrow. Yeah, and then press. Yeah, next is good. 再 next. Okay, one of the questions was, what does a typical day in senior year look like? 我想了这个问题好久，然后我也没有一个结果，因为我觉得我的经历非常就是关于我自己的乐趣，关于我自己的兴趣，所以 like everyone has different interests. I was a recruited athlete, so I had to send in my application my sophomore year, September 1st, to Harvard. So basically my senior year, and I knew that I was going to get in, so I was not doing a lot of the things that my other classmates were doing. So I don't know if my particular activity is very helpful to other people, but basically, like I said, every single day I had some mix of singing, friends, obviously swimming, when I was doing frisbee, and at night from like 8 to 12, it was always just being at home doing homework. So that's a typical day for me senior year. Then I got to Harvard. So this is actually where I live, my susho. I live in the, Harvard used to be divided between women and men, and the women's college is called Radcliffe. And of course, since we're integrated, I live in this campus, which is very far from the center of campus. So this is my home here, and yeah, this is the freshman dorms. So, I never thought I'd be climbing these steps. This is Widener, the main library. And that's me at Widener Steps, and these are my best friends and my classmates from my year. So at Harvard, we like to work hard, and that's me knee deep in all the books that I'm reading, and we train really, really, really hard. Like I said, so we do 8 practices a week. We train doubles on Monday, we train doubles on Friday, we do dry land Monday, sometimes Thursday, Friday. We do yoga in the mornings on Wednesday, and we do team sets on Saturday. And we do swim meets, and that is a typical schedule for us if we're not doing anything extra, if we're not doing an away meet. It's probably about 25 hours. This is our team at Texas. And this is us on Widener Steps. I just wanted to show you how beautiful my team was. Yes, we also play hard. So this is us just having fun. We do a lot of team events for freshmen. And this is us in Harvard Yard. So I'll get back to the theory that I have towards swimming. And this is purely sports nutrition. Please take a photo of this before we're done. Okay, so before workouts, so this actually, everything that's taken out from this is from the coaches from Harvard. One of the coaches a while back named John sent an email of do's and don'ts and everything in between. And so I kind of added my own elaborations on what he says, because what he says is really, really, really amazing. So in cap, always, always, always have a water bottle. Always have a water bottle wherever you go. Always have your swimmers and a water bottle, because by the time you're thirsty, it's too late. So actually, one thing is that when you pee and your pee is yellow, it means you're dehydrated. It can take you a few hours to go from dehydrated to hydrated and having clear pee. But nutrition takes years to change and to reap the benefits of. So if you can change something today, which means staying hydrated the whole day, do that and start the process towards better nutrition, because nutrition is a road that takes a lot longer. So 20 ounces of H2O, and this is a don't, maybe you can't see that. Eating nothing and drinking nothing. Sometimes the hardest question I also have is, what are you supposed to eat before morning practice? Because I have 6:30 to 8:30 a.m. practices, which means I need to get up at 5:25 to make my 5:35 shuttle, and then we go around campus and I get dropped off, and then I have a half hour before practice. So what am I supposed to eat then? I can't eat a full breakfast because then it's too heavy in my stomach. I'm gonna eat a full meal after, but I need to load up with carbohydrates and protein. So it's different for every swimmer. I have a friend who is okay eating oatmeal, and she makes oatmeal every morning, and for some people they would throw up if they had oatmeal before practice. For me, I like to eat a Cliff Bar and chocolate milk. But it all depends on how much each person can stomach. And this is just in general before your workout. It doesn't have to be during morning workout either. So, yes, your mind has not yet caught up to the body, and this is why you may not have a desire to eat, but effective training cannot take place without proper fuel. Training in an empty stomach is always detrimental. You never want to be training with an empty stomach. So, either a full meal, and then before snacking, I have bagels with, this says peanut butter, fruit smoothies, bananas, granola bars, Greek yogurt, oatmeal, and an apple with peanut butter. Peanut butter is amazing because it has a lot of really good fuel that helps your body. During the workout, the biggest thing that I get is people tell me that they don't hydrate and they don't have a water bottle during a workout, and I think that that is really not a great thing to do as an athlete. It just does not make sense. If you're burning fuel, you have to be replenishing. So the Harvard water polo team also trains at the same time that we do, and their coach went to Costco and bought a Costco-sized box of like 100 Welsh fruit snacks. And so he will throw them into the water at the water polo kids, and they will snack on them in the middle, just beating their feet while they're eating. Because one of them has 20 grams of carbs. Carbohydrates, sometimes the reason why you drink Gatorade is because it has sugar and carbohydrates. And so if you're not replenishing that, then it's the same as swimming on an empty stomach. So lunch fruit snacks, if I'm doing a really high intensity workout, sometimes you need that solid fuel. Personally, usually I always have Gatorade water when I swim, and no vitamin water.
Excuse me, what's the reason like no vitamin?
Yeah, so there is a case, I think her name was Jessica Hardy, where this is something that was moved down to me from my zone camp, where she, I think, made the Olympics for something, and then because of some kind of supplement, because vitamin